What is Node.js? Node.js is an open-source server environment. Node.js is free. Node.js runs on various platforms: Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS X, etc. Node.js uses JavaScript on the server. Why Node.js? Node.js uses asynchronous programming. Here is how PHP or ASP handles a file request. Sends the task to the computer's file system. Waits while the file system opens and reads the file. Returns the content to the client. Ready to handle the next request. What can Node.js do? Node.js can generate dynamic page content. Node.js can create, open, read, write, delete, and close files on the server. Node.js can collect form data. Node.js can add, delete, and modify data in your database. What is a Node.js file? Node.js files contain tasks that will be executed on certain events. A typical event is someone trying to access a port on the server. Node.js files must be initiated on the server before having any effect. Node.js files have extension.js.
What is a module in Node.js? Consider modules to be the same as JavaScript libraries. A set of functions you want to include in your application. There will be some examples that are better explained by displaying the result in the command line interface. When this happens, the Show Node.js tool will show the result in a black screen on the right. Example: console.log. This example is different. Closing parenthesis semicolon. Console.log. The result is displayed in the command line interface. What is a module in Node.js? Consider modules to be the same as JavaScript libraries. A set of functions you want to include in your application. Built-in modules. Node.js has a set of built-in modules which you can use without any further installation. Look at our built-in modules reference for a complete list of modules. Create your own modules. You can create your own modules, and easily include them in your applications. The following example creates a module that returns a date and time object. Example: create a module that returns the current date and time. Exports: myDateTime equals function. Return date. Semicolon. Use the exports keyword to make properties and methods available outside the module file. Save the code above in a file called myFirstModule.js. Include your own module. Now you can include and use the module in any of your Node.js files. Object. Example: use the module, myFirstModule, in a Node.js file. var http equals require http. var dt equals require myFirstModule. http. Create server, function, res. Write head, 200, content type, text, HTML. Write, the date and time are currently, plus dt, myDateTime. Res.end. Listen, 8080. The built-in HTTP module. Node.js has a built-in module called HTTP, which allows Node.js to transfer data over the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP. To include the HTTP module, use the require method. Example. HTTP equals require HTTP. Node.js as a web server. The HTTP module can create an HTTP server that listens to server ports and gives a response back to the client. Use the createServer method to create an HTTP server. Example. var HTTP equals require HTTP. HTTP create server function res. Write hello world. Write a response to the client. res.end. Listen 8080. The function passed into the HTTP createServer method will be executed when someone tries to access the computer on port 8080. Save the code above in a file called demo_http.js and initiate the file. Initiate demo_http.js. C uses your name greater than node demo_http.js.